Hey everybody, how are you? Good night. Welcome to another episode of Freedom Wednesdays. I am your host, D. Murphy. And listen, if this is your first time coming through, the first time passing through, please feel free to give us a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. I promise you that we have some amazing conversations, some amazing stories, and some amazing testimonies that you do not want to miss. Tonight is a very exciting night for me because I have some special guests that's passing through tonight, and I'm so excited about the conversation we're about to have because I know that probably 10 years ago, I'd probably get a shoe, at the back of my head or something. But I'm of age, I I'm not gonna get beaten, but you have to catch me first. You have to catch me before you can beat me. So without any further ado, we have the mothers in the building. It's the Mother's Day edition tonight, and we have the mothers in the building. We have my birth mom, which is Miss Charmaine right here on my left, and I have my mother through the blessing of my wife, Miss Sarah, on my right, your left. So, welcome to the podcast, ladies. Welcome to Freedom Wednesdays.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Okay. So we want to make sure that everybody, understand what it is like to be a mother, to be a parent, to grow some tough-head pitney like Stephanie. So let me start with my mother. How are you doing?
I'm great.
What is it like growing a handsome young man like me? Raising a handsome young man like me?
Well, it had its ups and its downs. You were a great kid. You still are a great man today. And I used to admire you when you were younger because you never give a lot of trouble, as the others do. As I had raised 6 boys, so I can tell you it's not an easy road. But do we know when it's time for him to get schooling, you don't run. Him just stand up. So he's always been the one to get the schooling first, where they had us take off. So it has been a great challenge, yes. Being a single mother most of the time, but it has been great.
Funny you should mention that. See, I am smart people. You see, because me and my older brother Odvar, big up yourself, we used to fight a lot. And I know some mommy don't like when you run. So you see when you see when she have to exhaust all of that extra energy, I know say when she catch you, man, she get you beaten for what you do. Plus, you get schooling for because you make she tired. So what I used to do when mommy say, come here boy, I go to her.
Yeah.
And me get me pie. And because my brother took off, she said, alright, me give you 2 slap. And then she gone off of him. And him round the house. Yeah. And him a take foot. So, I like to think that was a smart way of dealing with it. So, me get me pie, and you start ball. And then afterwards, me just sit back and say, alright, what you idiot now? What you going to happen to him now? Yes. So, Miss Sarah, lovely Miss Sarah. I love your stories. I love your testimony. I love your passion. But it wasn't always like that.
No.
It was not always like that.
No, it wasn't always like that.
Tell us a little bit about Stephanie when she was growing up.
Well, I have those 2 of them, you and a bigger brother, and Stephanie. Stephanie was the baby, but when Stephanie was smaller, Stephanie loved to cry. She was, if anybody look at me worse, if a man look at me, anybody look at me, you just see Stephanie start to cry, and that will annoy me.
She never want you have no man.
Anybody call to me, Stephanie just start to cry. Stephanie, what happened to you? I don't want anybody call to my mother. I don't want anybody to look at my mother. But otherwise, sometimes she was a very nice child, you know.
Yeah.
And she was the one, she preferred a lake. So she, when you call her for beat her, she started to cry first. And sometimes with the crying, it's like sometimes my heart just broke, but she was a good child growing up, and one thing I love with her, she listened. She listened. Sometimes I have to say like 2 times, but she listened, you know, and they understand me, and they knew what I was about, because you know where they born and grow in the inner, you know, when people talk about inner city, you know, and it was
downtown girl, me go find, you know,
downtown, you know, and when I have my son out, I don't know if many people know about Bartley and East Queen Street, that old building now. That's where my son was born when I was living downtown. Okay. And then when I have Stephanie, I was living in Donald Road, East, out by East, and then after move, I came back to downtown. And the both of them go up downtown, and I'm going to be very honest. Sometimes when I hear people talk about ghetto children, it's not every child that lives downtown come out bad. Because you have good children, you have doctors, lawyers, you know. And as a parent, you have to know what you want from your child and what you want them to be, to stand your ground and let them know, listen, this is it. And I think my children understand me quite well.
So she never get no beaten?
Yeah, man, she get beaten, man. She get beaten.
And the juice is something I want, you know, because she go on like say, she know mash, and she know she was perfect growing up, you know. So I want to hear the story.
I want to be honest. She didn't get beaten like to go on the road. They didn't go on the road. They cannot go on the road unless I send them, my mother send them. They couldn't just go, you know, like some children just open the gate and go. No. And if them go through the gate, either me or them grandmother that passed and would have to send them. I remember one evening I was coming from work, and my mother had go to the gate sometime, and they told them out there with my mother, and from I come out for the bus at East Queen Street and them see me, they dash going, and my mother said, imagine me out here and them can't out here with me. I say, yes, mommy, that is true. But if I tell them stay, them have to stay. So one thing I love with them, they used to listen to me. And sometimes I find them that say, boy, Jennifer, twin, you're going to pity them like them a country pity. I'm a family them. But, you know, it's not that I was going them countries. I know what I want out of them. And I have seen so many things happen. And I didn't want that for them. So that's why I protect them.
Okay.
But she get beat, man. I remember one time, when she was going to school, you know, Yuan was 3, Yuan could read everything. Stephanie could read too, she had the potential and she had the ability. But I remember when she was in, I think, grade 2, every Friday Stephanie come home and she get the spelling. She go and kill me for this. She get like 3 out of 10. And when we look on the word, there is some simple word that she know. So, you know, it used to bother me. Some used to sit in the bathroom and cry. I said, Lord Jesus, my daughter, them all call her pretty, don't sugar, don't salt. You know, cause I didn't go to college, I didn't go to high school, and I didn't want that for her. So I remember one morning I went to work and I said to one of my co-workers, Sandra Iman, and she's watching this, and I said, Miss Iman, I want to go downstairs and I want to call the phone like it's Stephanie teacher. I forgot school to find out what happened. And when she called the phone and I said, yes, miss. That time I was not Christian then, so don't judge me. Went to tell me, you know, and I get the time to go to school. When I went to school, went home, my mother said, you come home so early, and I went to my school. The teacher was writing on the blackboard, children sitting down and write. And Stephanie tie, calabar alley, the tie turned back way, the blouse out, and she was in a little girl ear. And I said, then she said, Mommy, I said, don't speak to me. And I went to the teacher, and the teacher said, Mommy, I was going to send her a card. I can't believe Stephanie is my son's sister. Because, you know, you went through a class, so you was so quiet and everything. And she said to me, Stephanie have the ability, she have the potential, but Stephanie talk too much and distracted too much. I said, what, miss? I catch the bell to see, right in front of the classroom. And I did laser too. And the teacher for big Friday. You see that was the Wednesday, you see the Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Until today, I wish she not leave school with. She just done do some other course now. My girl not stop go school. That was it. I didn't have to do it again. And I didn't have to tell her twice. One thing with her, you don't have to tell her anything twice. For me said, this is it, and this is how I want it.
Yeah.
But you know it's always quiet. And one thing I love, when you have 2 children, you have to tell them what you want and,
to encourage them and speak life into them.
Speak life into them. Come and tell them, I say, listen to me. Not going to college and high school like me. So you have to tell them what you want. And when they do good, I applaud them. And when they do bad, I make them know, so this not going to work, you have to do better. So
that is something that that's something that I have taken into me being a parent as well. One of the things that we try our best not to do is to call our children outside of them name. So no matter how angry we may feel, and sometimes it might be even difficult to do, because sometimes when you call them and them don't want to come and them, you tell them do something and they don't want to do it, and you say, but we have to resist, because I'm a believer that like when I was, you probably remember this, when I was 10-year-old, I don't even know if I shared it to mommy, but I know say I've shared the testimony, so she might have heard it that way that you should haven't heard it before. And I remember I went to Miss Mabel's shop. Bless your heart, rest in peace, Miss Mabel. Went to Miss Mabel's shop, and one of the ladies them at the shop see me and said, "Them look boy, them not come turn nothing at all in their life. All them are gonna do, all them are good for. I feel come breed up the people them girl pitney and don't mind the babies." And I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember I said to her, "Who, me? No, not me, you have the wrong one." And I didn't realize what I was doing at the time. But as I got older, I realized that I cancelled it from that time. Because there's so many people that will speak ill over your children. That it's not like back in the day when you had grandparents that could beat you and uncle could have beat you. Pick me a throw fist in the uncle face and in a teacher face nowadays. Back in the day when I saw some neighbors in the community, I hide because I know say if them see me, they might tell mommy or they might tell my grandmother, tete. And then when me know say me I come home, I can go get some beating. But I want to ask you, mommy. What, because this I found this, I have so much respect and adoration for you because living in the ghetto. You grew 6 boys. 6 boys.
That is not easy.
That is not easy. And not only that, I have to give you your flowers and I have to say hats off, mommy, because none of we not have no baby out of wedlock.
Not at all.
A matter of fact, 3 of us are married right now. The first, and we do it in stages. First born, then me, then Ronaldo, the third born, and we every one of us, we are saved today. Every one of we baptized in Jesus' name, and we are saved, and we're still in church, and that is commendable. I don't know, in the ghetto, I don't know how you do it. So let me ask the lady, but that's what me ask. How you do it?
Well, it's not me doing it, on the grace of God, because it has been hectic, stressful, you name it, but I've learned to trust in God, because I've got saved from a very young age, as 19 years old.
Yeah.
I got saved, and I had 2 kids before that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see where I was heading, I didn't have a strong backative as father figure.
Yeah.
So when I see where I was heading, and I start to trust God with my life, and I said, this is time now for me to give my life to God. And then from there on, God he just opened doors for me. He give me the instinct, because remember, when you become a parent, you don't have a book to read to say this is the right parenting, and
Yes,
this is not the right parenting. So it has to be God. God is the one that instills things inside that you can use. And there are times that my heart has been broken, yes, because what I wanted was to do more for my children with a father. I wanted them to have a father because I didn't grow up with a father. So it was a challenge for me. So I tried everything just to keep them, that they have a father. But it didn't work out. But God is still good, and God is to be praised.
Yeah.
But whatever they achieve through me, because of the goodness of God.
Yeah.
I try my best to steer them the right way. And I'm a proud mother this night of my 6th son. I'm a very proud mother.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm. It is a powerful. I really hope that somebody find some form of nugget in that, because it is really, really powerful. We weren't allowed to go out a road. We could have seen everybody a go road, and we couldn't go a road. The ball field was a stone throw away from where we lived. As much as we were all in Sunday school at church, so even when mommy weren't going to church, we didn't have an option. We had to go to church.
Yes.
I never forget this. One day we had convention or something going at church, and I never know a convention. I never know saying a convention, really break service. A whole day service. So I got to church Sunday morning, and I good. And I enjoy, and I do my regular thing, which is take a nap. And so I go take a nap. And when I wake up, I say church still a go on. I say how church still a go on? I say 2 o'clock come church still a go on. 3 o'clock come church still a go on. I say, but guess what? I was so obedient that me know say me can't get up and go over. As much as we live across the road, me can't get up and go over, because if mommy see me, she gonna say, where you over here? Go back to church. And so because of that, me sit down in a church, hungry and wax. I'm sit down in a church. And all me hear is mommy saying somebody's come call me. Because if she never supposed to send somebody come call me, maybe we wouldn't move until church finish. And so that's one thing that I try to instill even in my son. I tell him all the time, your word is your bond. And if you don't do anything, trust your daddy's voice.
Yes.
So if I said, don't move, no matter what happens, don't move.
Yeah.
Because I find that there is so much value in that. So I want to ask, because how you got saved. So mommy said she got saved at 19. When did you get saved?
I got saved when I was a big woman. What happened, I go my children them to go to church, because East Christian Baptist Church, that's where they christen.
Okay.
And they have to go to church. Even when I'm not going to church, I used to go to like Anglican.
Yeah.
So the church was near the courthouse. I was the time I close the early morning mass, come back, and I cook the Sunday dinner, them go to church and come back. After them come back from church, then on Sunday night, me gonna return back in the day.
Yeah.
So I go them to go to church, and I remember one Sunday, Jan come home at the age of 10 and said to me, "Mommy, I want to baptize." And my mother, I said, "No, you're not understand it. You're not ready yet," because my mother always tell me that if you baptize and you turn back, how much demon and all kind of something. So I have that fear, not baptizing, but. Then after when my mother passed off 95, she had my twin sister, one behind the other. he went to Camperdown High School,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where he met a school friend of his named Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
And they were having a family there at Faith Assembly of God in Portmore. So him said, "Want to go," and I send him, I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Make sure, everything will be okay. You're going to come back." And he went.
Mm-hmm.
And so when him come back, he said, "Mommy, I love the church, a lot of young people over there.
Yeah.
And look, a young pastor over there." And the man said, "I got call if you talk to you." I said, "Call me. I said, church around there, so me not send you so far." But, I didn't have a
still
problem.
living downtown at the time?
I was still living downtown at the
Okay.
time. But I didn't have any problem for him to go to church. But the distance. And them used to say,
Because the church is in Portmore.
"When the pastor have a preach sermon 2 o'clock, churches 1 o'clock, them can't come home." So, I used to have a problem with that because I don't used to them to be out that long. So when him come now and him tell me, say, "Mommy, I really want to give my life to the Lord." I say, "Okay." And when him call me the Sunday, let me tell you something. I swear to me, I married at the Sunday night then. I dressed to the bone.
Well, for the baptism?
For the baptism. Never and all white gloves. Me stocking my, what, me excited like me at a wedding. And I went to my son's baptism and I felt good. And he got baptized 96, Stephanie 97. And then I went and got baptized 98. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was one behind that. And it, I can tell you something, to be honest. You go your children them in summer, no matter where you live, and for them see the discipline and how you go them.
Yeah.
They will follow. Cause I always tell them, I say, "Look here, I don't want to have any children out of wedlock. I don't want to come to certain work like I used to do." It wasn't easy having the two of them. It was very hard and rough because no father was there. And I really have it hard. And I can remember when Johan was a child, that time Stefano was a baby. And me and her father have some problem and we split up and leave. And from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening, I tell you, I said, I'll give him something to eat. And I didn't have it. But I see that little boy kneel down and pray and say, "God bless my mother. One day she'll have it again." And today I can tell you, I'm a very, very proud mother.
Yeah.
I to know where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Ghetto, and my sisters and brother used to say, "Why, Jennifer, you go to children so strict, I allow them for going away." In holiday time, everybody I walk go down King Street because it was a norm, because those time you could walk, nobody not trouble your children. I didn't know. No. My friend them go beach and them go, and I remember one of my friend named Jackie, she said, "Jennifer, load up them at them so." No, them then the water me there right there. It's not that I didn't trust them, but the environment that we live in, and I see so. Let me tell you something. You know what break my heart? Why I was so stuck on my children. Them so many children down there that get scholarship to Palmerton High School, like the Woolmers, the Calabar, the KC, and sometimes some of those children didn't finish after them start to go to the school. I don't know if it's the environment or what. Some of them get involved, some of them die, and I did not want that for my children. Did not want that for them. So I have to sit on them, and I remember one time Johan come first in 9th grade. At Camperdown. He came first in the class. And I have a nice dinner set up, more than one meat I cook. When them do good, them can't tell you, I treat them.
Yeah.
And we were sitting on the table and him look at me and him say, "Mommy, how many subjects you have?" And I start to laugh.
Hold on. What you said to you?
"Mommy, me I tell him, say, my poor them and I wish him all the best and I know how to go in exam." And him say, "Mommy, how many subjects you have?" I said, "2. Him say, "1." I say, "Johan Gardner and Stephanie Mancree." And the little boys and my niece, Natisha, who used to live with Natisha laughs. And the little boy sit and I look like, I'm like this. Mom, I not understand what you say. I say, "Yes, I told him I'm never going to college. That's why you have to come to college." And today I can tell you, what I wanted them to be in life, I
Mhm.
didn't have the money for them to do it. I wanted Ian to be a doctor, I wanted Stephanie to be a nurse. But when I see them take them book and start to do what they're doing,
Yeah.
I say, so long as, and I make sure I tell them, I say, high school may break you, high school make you if you stay up on the straight road,
Yeah.
you're there with you. But if you slip and come off, remember who are your mother. So
Oh,
when I go
Lord
to
Jesus.
school for school report, when I'm going to high school, the teacher them will say, oh, Stephanie Moncrief is a mommy come because Stephanie says she know who is her mother. The same thing for you one. Because I tell them when I send them to school, I say teacher beat them but not blind them.
Mhm.
Why?
I set the discipline. Nowadays children are telling parents what they want to do and what they no, not in my rules. You know? Yeah. You don't have to reach and you don't have to have money to bring up your child the right way
Yeah.
and want the best for your child. All I want for them, I remember my mother used to say that when your child make you feel like a cone, a feather in your cone,
Mhm.
you know, and that's all I want for them. I just want them to have a better life than what I have with them, and for them children to experience what they never get. So that's all I wanted for them.
You know, I'm listening, and I am, because while I'm listening to you guys speak, it's also feeding my spirit, because knowing that I am I'm in it, where I have two children. I have a son and a daughter,
Yeah.
8 and 3.
Yeah.
And so I'm now in a weird space, because I'm now trying to figure out, okay, how I was brought up by my mother is there's so many keys in it that I want to instill in my children. And then how to create that balance where there's still that openness, where they can come and they can feel comfortable to talk, and to let you in and let you know what what's going on with them, or if something is troubling them at school, or somebody's troubling them at school, for them to have that space where they can come and say, Daddy, this is what's going on with me, without any judgment, and feeling like, hey, Daddy's going to chastise you. So I'm in that space, and I'm thinking that one of the reasons why nowadays we have so many parents that they're becoming their children's friends,
Yeah.
instead of being a parent to the child. It's easier to be a friend, because then a friend wants to be liked all the time.
Yes.
But then as a parent, I realize my job is not to be your friend.
No.
My job is not to be, liked by you. My job is to make sure that you respect me,
Yes.
you hear me, and you follow the rules and the guidelines that I set for you. No, it's a challenging thing, because for me, in my mind, and I've had several conversations with my son, and I've said to him, trust my word, trust my voice. Know that I will never lead you astray.
Yeah.
I will never try to do anything that will lead you down the wrong path. So trust my voice and my word. So if a day should come and I see something that's about to go down, with there somewhere, earthquake about to happen, or fire take place, or gunshot about to fire, and him can't see the danger,
And you see.
and I see it, and I say,
Come.
move. I don't want to hear why me for move. No. Come here.
No.
Me might make you unconscious and lift you up and carry you out.
Yeah.
But being able to trust the voice of your parent, and just go when they say go. Just move when they say move.
Yeah.
You don't always have to understand it. A lot of times the Lord will tell us to do something, and we can't see down the road that, oh, He's telling you to move this way because something is about to happen down the road. that you have to move in this particular way so that when you get down there, you know what you're doing when you get to that obstacle.
Yeah.
And so it is, I find in this day and age, it's the hardest thing for a child to just hear, don't do that, or do that, or move here so, without asking 101 questions.
Mm-hmm.
But why should I do that?
Yes.
But why can't I do that?
Yeah.
And there has to, I think we have to get back to the point where there's a level of trust.
Yeah.
Where I say this to you and you trust my word. And it's the same way that we treat God sometimes. Sometimes the Lord will say, do this or don't do this. Don't call this person.
Yes.
Avoid this person.
Yes.
And we said to ourselves, but we don't see why we not to talk to them. I don't see why they don't seem like a bad person to me. But we can't see what God is seeing.
Yeah, what happened, when as I talk about trust, my children them didn't have friends. Because not that I didn't want them to have friends, they grow up among with other children.
Yeah.
But because of the environment, and then at the time, back in the days, what I used to say, like, my child and your child have something, and you come with them for cuss and fight. I couldn't deal with that. So I just tell them, I said, look here. My mother always said, try code for a company. So them have them cousins. And where we used to live at Hanover City, it was a big place, kind of government place, and my mother was a caretaker there. So all of them would come, my nieces and nephews used to come there. So they would, especially upon a weekend, so they will have them to play with. And then I remember one time, I think it was a holiday, I don't remember which holiday it was, and I allow him to go outside. My mother was sitting at the gate, and I said, yeah, your cousin and the other little guys I'm live near can go kick 2 ball, and then 2 other guys, when it's football I got draw a crowd. Yeah. And then some other guys come and them a play football and thing, and I don't remember what happened. And them start to go on away, and my mother said, you take up the ball and come in. When you take up the ball for coming, one of the guys come and chuck you. I was in the bathroom. So how that go. Because when me go, them said, just show me who chuck you. And I said to them, why I don't want you to come out here? Because I don't want me and nobody in any issue, in any problem. You understand? So I just tell them, say, you know what? It's best. Anyway, you see him and Stephanie, you see me. And anyway, see Stephanie and him, you see me. And enough people didn't know that I have children. I didn't know come on the street. I remember one day me and Yana go somewhere and right on the street, and this girl see me and say, we should really look at that little young boy. And another lady said to her, it's her son.
Yes.
Her son, because they didn't know have a son so tall and so big. Yeah. But me no make them go, my family used to say, I think they'll go like dopey, sir. And I think they'll go like, them don't know no way. And then one of my sisters, she's away now, she used to carry, like when I'm not there, take Stephanie and carry one carry the town, because she used to sell a town and thing and so. But me talk to them and me tell them, I say, listen to me. I don't want you to make the same mistake that I made, because if you love your child, and I said this all the while to a family member, and when I said to her, she feel a little upset. I said, if you really love your child, the pain that you feel, you don't want what you go through, no matter if you love your child, want what you went through, your child to went through. You want better for your child. And sometimes people that talk, come on, mother say, nobody will shoot him up for your children, because mouth is worse than Obi or whatever. Because you have some people that like to speak bad about other people's children. And so I never gonna allow anybody to do that to my children. And I tell them, I say, listen to me. You know, I'm no father, me and no mother and no father. I make nobody disrespect her. You used to have a lady sell at the corner named Miss Eula. God bless her soul, she passed on that. And Miss Eula used to look at me and say, you see, you're not going to be a preacher. She just used to tell me all that you're not do. No, she used to tell me, say, you're not going to do it.
Look at that.
So we have people who see your children and can speak life over them, because you have a lot of people who speak life over my children. And Because I never have the education. What I did, I look friend with people who have the education. So when them come home, especially when I go to high school, them school work, and I work at Bureau of Standard, I look for the people and I say, I study at you, and you take, and I go to them. Make sure that them lunch look good when I say the lunch. And I say, look here, my son get a homework, you know. So I make him come up here tomorrow. Okay?
Yes.
Because I don't know it.
Yes.
So you understand? So you have to do that. And then, you know, I tell them, I say, listen, all I want from Una my pension. Because a lot of people believe that their children is their pension. Oh, I'm struggling in life. I may never have it. I'm a suck salt through Una spoon. You know, for the child come up, for be whatever, for be. So now, I'm not saying that child not supposed to take care of them parents and help. And if your mother alone or your father alone struggle for help, and God bless you, be a blessing to your mother. She could have never looked for you. But when you ever sit down, oh, my son, you're high school. You come out. Yeah, work now. Me for sure and cut my thing because look at me, one way you work every month. No, I think it is kind of unfair to some of my children because some of them take student loan because you didn't have the money to send them to college. So they have to take student loan. You know, some of them married and have a family, so you have to take out that too. You know, but at the same time, all we have to do is continue to encourage our kids. Nowadays, parents are going to school, going to be a teacher. Them are going to church, go course a Sunday school teacher. Them are do all of that. So why we expect the children, this generation, to do? Children live what they learn. And the life that you live and how you carry yourself and how you behave. That's what the child is going to gravitate to. But I have to give God thanks because God has blessed me with people like, you know, like Miss Paula Bryan and her family, my friend Dan, my friend Jackie with her friend Marjorie, Christine, a number of persons say, oh, me go, my children them, and gravitate to that and say, boy, Jennifer, I respect you without a father, or you know, you grow them, or you instill certain things in them, and because of all those people who say, you know, Miss Scott Brown from Bureau Standard, you know, Mr. Mitchell and his wife passed away, all of those people say, oh, my God, my children. You know, and they were amazed to know that we come from the ghetto, and them come from the ghetto, and, you know, who they are today. You know, I used to sit down and, you know, whenever I got high school, I used to sit down and imagine and say, well, one day, my son and my daughter are in a big job and be a manager. And when I go to office, I hear them, oh, my son's some mother, my son's some mother. Honestly, me used to sit down and imagine it. I live to see it happen, you know. So, whatever you can do for your child, do the best that you can do. I remember one time when I was living in Westchester, after I got saved, this young miss asked me to be a baby godmother. And when she asked me to be the baby godmother, I hear out the street was talking. I said, if my child come up at the age of 16 and have a baby, I now go kill her because I have her when she's 16.
So she wanted the same thing for her daughter.
I started to take some call and I said, come here. You want me to be the baby godmother? I can't be the baby godmother, you know. Because with that thinking there, because a lot of people think that godmother is giving gifts and so, but it's to help raise the child, build the child in the right way. And with that thinking, if me have my son and me 90, me never want him come have a child when I'm 90. I don't want him wait until he was in the position to have that child. You know, but nowadays, as you rightfully say, minister say, the children and the parents are my friend. So you don't separate the parenthood from the friendhood. Nothing is wrong to be a friend with the child, you know, but there must be a boundary. There have to be a boundary so the child know that this is my mother and there are certain things I'm not going to do. So I believe in that.
You know, I want to switch a little bit. So there has been a debate, right? That every mother has their favorite. And so So I want to put them on the spot
Oh,
tonight.
Oh my God.
So my mother has 6 boys.
Mhm.
And I to list them out, well, my father beat us them. My father, how much he had? 8 or 9, Pitney? Yes. So I want to ask you, and not because me there here, but I want to ask you, who, I think we know the answer. It's not me. I think you know the answer.
Mhm.
Who is your favorite child?
Well, let me just say, you are all my favorite child. And I will not give a name who is the favorite or not favorite because of reason being. But I can tell you this, you guys have been great. I don't see where I could put one above the other. Or you are all mine and you are all equally loved.
Yeah.
And I hope that you guys really take the time out to know that you are equally loved and there's not a boundary against one than the other. You are all my 6 sons and I love you with everything that I have. I give everything that I have. So I don't think there's a name a special one. No. But earlier on when Miss Sarah was talking, something come to mind about not letting the children, when they are growing up, meet with friends. I have too much friends. But it brings my mind back to when you guys were smaller and yes, you did want to go and play with other kids, but my decision was no. Because of reason being, I've seen where things can go wrong.
Yeah.
And I was scared of something happening to one of you guys.
Yeah.
But you did have friends, because my motto at that time was if your friend could come to my house
Yes.
and could still play with, talk to them, do whatever, as long as they come to my house, but I would never send you guys to anybody's house.
Yeah.
It's not being selfish, but I know as a parent then, even though I was young, I know what I'm looking for. I know what not to expect.
Yeah.
So that's my boundary. That's where my,
Yeah.
come together, because I don't want. It might look like I'm selfish, but I'm not call it selfish. Because you have a mother, you have a stepmother or a single mother with sons, knowing other things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Then I'd rather have you bring your friend to me. But I know I'm the type of person that I will look over the friend and I will take care of them just like, but who else out there will do the same what I have done?
Yeah.
And because of that, yes, every Sunday them come.
Yeah.
Because I treat them just the way I treat my kids. I remember sharing dinner and giving to other kids, and they would say to me, "I'm just a jam. Am I my food is?" I'm say yes. No, man, but the way and food look same. I'm say yes. There's no difference. Everybody will hit the same mean I'm to today. Many of them have turned young man, turned parents, and they still compliment me and tell me about my foods. Some of them still even want to eat food up to today.
Yeah.
And they say they love how I do this and love how because I treat them with love and respect.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I would say to my sons, whatever you do in this life, make sure you do it with a clean hands and a pure heart.
Yeah.
And put God first in everything that you do.
Yeah.
But He's the only one that can see us through.
Yeah. I as funny enough that you mentioned that. Boy, I remember enough Sundays, enough of my friend who don't know who me are talking. When I call a name, we love the same way. My friend them would have come after church, come in my yard. And then we eat dinner, man. And then when them eat dinner, them got for them yard, I go eat for them dinner,
Yes.
And I say, yo, brother, you come in my yard, come share my food. And then you go your yard and eat a second plate of food.
That's how it is.
But nonetheless, because mommy would cook enough, because she just knows that at any time, somebody can pop up. And it was just, it's not that she even mentioned it, may I think back and say, the amount of people pass through my mother's pot.
Yeah.
In other words.
Yes.
and the level of respect has always been there. Because we had our boundary was church was right in front.
Yes.
So it was our house, our yard. Next door was our pastor's yard, and then in front of my pastor's yard it was the church yard. These three places were the only three places that we could have gone to.
Yes.
And several times I go over to my pastor's yard, go play football or whatnot, and all I hear is, "Doing!" Or she used to call me Dada. Dada! And when I look, by the time I skate back over the fence, I get a kai! Where are those people in the yard? So, so the next couple for the next week,
No,
every
I
time
didn't.
my friend them see me, Pakai! So I want to ask you the same question. I know you have two. There's been rumors that you have a favorite.
Don't listen to rumors, because sometimes if you listen to rumors, it leads
get
you
in
astray.
trouble.
You get into trouble. I'm going to be very honest. I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite, but the two of them is mine, and I love the two of them equally, and I'm proud of both of them. I don't have a favorite because one thing that I love with the both of them, Jan was the first one, and Jan set the example and the model for Stephanie. So everything that Jan do good, she want to do it. I can remember when Jan did it sexy, and I think he did 7 subjects and get 6. And she was doing 8, and she said, "Mommy, never beat you, I'm not get more than me." And she did it 8 and get 7. So if you go to college, he set the example as a big brother, and him train her well. But none of them is my favorite because they say the two of them used to get the beating. And I remember sometimes my friend them used to say, "What them do? Them are too pretty and do where you beat them for?" But sometimes, my mother just say you can't always write the ass. And if you dry it in a little, the ass will gallop all. But for sometimes you give them that leeway, and then so you have to catch up.
You have to catch up. You have to catch them back.
The both of them I love the both of them equally. And people believe that me love one moment. That's what they
She almost said the name of the people. She almost said the name.
But no, I don't love any more than the other. I love the both of them the same, equal.
Well, people, I hear them. They have spoken. They say they don't have any favorite. But in the camp, I have a name for her, and I have a name for her. They might not agree.
Oh,
But it might not be favoritism, but it's just a softer spot for that particular one. But we take in the word. They say that they don't have any favorites, so we have to believe it. When I have conversation with my brother, them say, and this one, them say, me the favorite, them say, that the one that the favorite, and I say, me? I mean, it's not beaten. But all in all, if you are watching this, and you are a parent, or you are a young mother, a young father, but because it's Mother's Day, we'll say young mother. Please know that it is okay to not know everything that you're doing.
Right.
There's no roadmap. There's no instruction manual to say do it this way and whatever, because you may follow somebody else's model and it still don't work out.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you have to figure out what will work for you and your child.
Yes.
Figure out where they are and how you can reach them. Some things that you can do together to spend time with your children. So I know that for both my mothers that they have a passion for prayer. They are prayer warriors. They are women of God that love God dearly. but they weren't always like this. So, what was the scariest part? Because I know both of you had your first child when you weren't saved,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
At that moment, in your life, if you could redo it, what would you do differently?
I'm going to be very honest. If I could redo it, I listened to what my mother said. I remember when I met you and father by playing netball on my own.
You used to play netball?
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's why your daughter thinks that she can play netball too.
Your father come from a very good family. Everybody in his family his brother was an inspector, police, his brother was a soldier, his sister was teacher, nurse. So he was a very decent person. So
Yeah.
when we met, I took him, introduced him to my mother, because my mother said, "Don't take nobody down here, sir. No man not down here, sir." So I took him home, introduced him to my mother. My mother gave him a glass of juice and, talk to him. And he said, "Bye, Mama, I like it, that, or whatever. And after him left from my father and part two, I'm come back. My mother said, not going on with him. I said, "But mommy, he's a nice guy. Come from." Mama said, "Same black like me." No, it's not good. And some parents at that time, my mother could see, like how you have some, we can see things.
Yes.
And the parents know who can see things, and they will say to their parents, "No, he's a nice person, just nice, I mean, a good job, but no, this is what my spirit, my instinct is telling me." I mean, so I start to cry myself. I mean, I know. Because I said, this is a nice guy, and family are good, decent people. Mama said that time, your and father hot at the time. But I didn't listen to my mother and that I got pregnant and things didn't work out with me and him. And it wasn't easy, just raising a child. I have to give God thanks to my father, my uncle that passed, friends, people, because I was a bad child. I wasn't a rude girl. I wasn't
How old were you when you had you won?
90.
90. Okay.
So, I wasn't, and then, my mother have a friend. She live in Canada now, named Dimple. She came on board with my mother and my father, and them helped me, to get the baby stuff and everything. And so, and I didn't do an ultrasound, but I know I tell my mother I buy everything blue and yellow. I said, "Mommy, I got a dream." And I was having a boy baby, and it was a boy, and I took Yuan to his father's workplace. That time he used to work at Enrique's jewelry store down King Street. And when him boss see him boss said, "Miss Jennifer, long time I said, I start to cry. I said, him not give me anything for the child." And she said, "What?" And the lady called him. I said, "Look at the baby, look at him." But Yuan is a split image of his father. I can remember when I was living in Donald Road, and I used to live at Donald Road, a guy came there and saw Yuan. And he said, "Boy, Jennifer, you had favor set a family when me know, And for him calling him, I said, "Yes." And the guy go up there and say, go to him and say, "Yeah, what wicked man." And then Yuan grandmother who passed off, which is his father, mother sent for Yuan, and made it trust the guy to carry Yuan.
Okay.
Master brother and him carry, and from that, and then him see Yuan, and him and Yuan just start to go to him, and and so.
So you would have trust your mother when your mother tells you
left your boy nowadays, when my mother said, nowadays young people, when your mother says something, listen.
Think you know what you know, and you're ready to mingle.
It's not everything that glitter is gold.
It's gold.
Because he come from a good family, he was in a good job, nice, decent young man. Some I say, but my mother could see what I could not see. But I give God thanks. At the end of the day, him and Yuan become good friend. He got the father got married, went away, give him life to God, and me and him call and talk, and even before him pass off, me and Yuan went to visit him and so. I give
Okay.
God thanks for that, that he
All right.
gave his life to the Lord.
That is lovely. That they because at the end of the day, the situation might not be ideal, but at the end of the day, if relationship can be birthed
Yes,
out of
yeah.
it, then that is amazing. So, mommy, how old were you when you had your first child?
I was only 17.
17.
Yeah.
And then a year and a half later, I came into the picture.
Yes.
Bad girl, you know?
No.
If you could change anything about that time or how it happened, what would it be that you would change?
Oh, I would change from the very beginning. I would stay in school
Mm-hmm.
and I would listen to what my mother say. No bother with it, you know. No bother with it, you know. I didn't even understand what she meant when she said, no bother with
No
it.
matter with it.
I thought before we even started to really get close,
Yeah.
he was just there talking to me. And she catch him one time, that's whispering in my ear, and she come to me and say, anything you think, no bother with it, no bother with it. So I was there, I was, I don't know what you mean by that, but I thought I was in love. At least I was in love.
Yeah.
So I pursue, I continue. But it wasn't a pretty picture because when I got pregnant at 17, I had complication. I found that I had high blood pressure that day.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was 7 months pregnant, I was taken in the hospital until I delivered. And I was swelling all over. And even though today I'm still trying to remember if he ever come there to look for me during that time. I don't remember him coming there to look for me, but I don't know. You know, when you're young and you're kind of giddy-headed,
Mm-hmm.
I said I love him and I wanted it to work because my motto was, my mother didn't have a father when she was pregnant with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tell myself that anybody that I got pregnant for, have a child for, that person will be my husband. So even when I see people look at the red flags,
Yeah.
I still hold on to it and say that, things will change, things will get better. And I keep having children, and when I realized I had 4, and that's the time that I really realized that this thing is really not fun because he was the one that walked away anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if he didn't, I was still be holding on, but everything worked together for the good.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate him because even before he died, we become friends.
Yeah.
He took sick. But after he got married, he left me, he got married. And everything in his married life, he'll come back and report back to me and tell me what's going on. And I will still help when I can help until he decided that he wants to make it back with me. And I said, no, not at all. So he finds somebody else. And, everything just went down the road.
Mm-hmm.
But we were friends. And I find, this is something that I find, that sometimes when you're in a relationship with somebody and it's not working out,
Yeah.
it's just not working out. And the moment you separate or you go in different ways, after a time, we the same person who couldn't agree when we were together. We find ourselves agreeing afterwards.
Yeah.
It has happened to me twice in my lifetime, and I don't know, maybe it's something that God is showing me or whatever, but I'm just saying that anybody's here that is looking at this, watching this program tonight, as our parents, we do want the best of our children.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think that the person that we have children for is the one that we are supposed to be and end up with for the rest of our life. But it does not work that way all the time.
Yeah.
It can work, but not for everybody.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that because you have a child for a person, that person belongs to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes mistake happens, but you can move on. Don't stay in something that causes you grief and pain and tears every day of your life and say you know that it's going to be better or it's going to get better. And it never did. And you become whole and miserable and resenting everything.
Yeah.
So if you're in a position where that things is not working out and you can move, that's why it's so important too to be independent.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have to depend on person, whether father, husband or something for everything, not husband, because husband is supposed to depend on husband.
Yeah.
But I mean like give a father and so you're supposed to depend on them for everything. That's where the breakdown come because sometimes them they say tired of you or they don't want to, your baggage with their baggage. So try and have something for yourself.
Yeah.
Try and be independent. And I know, even if not, it don't work out, try and keep your children and the father or the mother, keep them that they keep speaking, even though you and the person is not together, your children and the father should still keep contact.
Yeah.
Because what we happen between us is not the children's fault, and they shouldn't be the one to suffer for it.
Yeah. That's a very, very good point. Because sometimes we have a tendency to use the children
Yes.
in the middle as the buffer or to spite the other party.
Yeah.
And that's a dangerous place to put your children.
Yeah.
I know that like my father wasn't we didn't see eye to eye a lot of times. We're the same, almost the same personality. Like we're one day apart.
Yeah.
You know, he's January 13 and I'm January 12. So we butt heads a lot. But I do remember this one thing. And that is afterwards when I noticed this brother come round every minute. Every minute they go look for my mother in there, my mother yard. I may say, why go on? Me say,
Daddy, I come home.
well, let the brother yeah wiggle him where my go? And I remember I had a conversation with her. And I don't know how she took it. Me look for her and me say, if you ever give that brother here another chance, me done with you. I told her same place in the living room. Me say, if you ever make the brother here come back in your life, me say, I'm a father, you know. I love him differently, you know.
Yeah.
But the love I have for her, and then because I was an eyewitness to how this brother here treat her,
Yes.
and how him just, you know, the way the man do it, me I say, that brother here slick. But you know, I do understand when I hear her speaking about it. I do understand exactly the raw emotions of it. And so even as she just said, listen, you don't have to we all make mistakes.
Yes.
And so one of the things that always helped me, because one of the things that kept me from being in the street and do whatever. When I started traveling and I started doing music, and I would come to her and I would say, Mommy, may I go Mobi, or Mommy, may I go travel, or may I go wherever. The trust that she had in me to allow me the freedom. Remember, I know, we couldn't go nowhere. To the point where when I became 18, 19 now, and I see where she says, all right, I've done all I can do and all that you have learned, and I trust you to go out in the world and that you won't embarrass me.
Right.
That alone made, I don't care who much woman or girl come to me and say, boy, them want to give me the thing and whatever the case may be. Me not take it because me say, me not going to embarrass my mother by having a baby out of wedlock.
Yes.
I am not going to do that. So me stay far from certain situations. And because I wanted to make her proud that on the day when I get married, I don't have no offsprings
Yes.
like my father did.
Right.
Coming to the wedding.
And coming to the wedding and me not have no female popping up saying, you know, you know, take care of your pitney and you get married and this and that. No, I never wanted that, and I never wanted to embarrass her by getting myself in a position Because she has always said that what she has gone through, and I've heard you say it too, what you've gone through in your lifetime, you don't want that for your children.
No.
And so you'd rather you've gone through it. You've taken the lashes, you've taken the embarrassment, you've taken the washing till your finger then get wickler and cleaning up the people and all them stuff there. And seeing what not having a father present did to her. When I tell you, say, I will forever love this woman and respect her because I've seen when she didn't have a father and when the mother didn't take care of her. When he was on his sick bed, the family will benefit all of him getting up. Turn around and lock him out in one house. And she that was at the hospital with him had to take him to our house. You know why it touched me so much? Because at my room the man come stay in. When me I wish for me there the man come. And I never forget this picture in my mind when because she had to give me sponge bath.
Yeah.
And I remember one day she turned him over. She was trying to turn him over and he was in so much pain. And then she when she did get to turn him over, all I could see, she just dropped everything and she just sobbed. She just cried because he had a huge bed sore in the center of his back. And she didn't even know. And the doctors didn't dress it. So, it started smelling. And she was wondering, what smells so? And she just buck up on it. And having somebody that did not take care of you.
Yes. It was painful.
Having you know to turn around and to be taking care of him and going through all of this and then having doctors cuss you out and saying if you take care of this and take care of that and all them stuff. And I see this the parallel in my father. Because on his deathbed, doctors call us, cussing us. How if you just left your father out and da-da-da-da? I'm like, this brother didn't do much for us. And we are paying out of our pocket to do dialysis and to do all these stuff. And we're trying to raise a family. We're trying to start families of our own as brothers. And to hear the doctors come and to cuss and do all these things. And knowing that the person that they're cussing you for never do it. And the people then will benefit. We get the big houses.
Yeah.
They're cool. They're nice. I live good life. Them get all the benefits. But then you still have to take care of them.
Yes, coming like I remember when one time I was at work and my neighbor called me and said to me, she said a man come out a bus with a suitcase and knocked down my grade. And she come out and said to the man, can I help you? Him say, him come to Miss Jennifer. And at that time, a prayer vibe, I was just praying and said, Lord, if there's anybody that hurt me in my past, anybody that hurt me, that I don't forgive them, help me to forgive them. Because when you have bitterness and forgiveness, and you don't forgive, you can't make it in life if you're a Christian. That is not a part of God. So when I hear that, I called Stephanie, because Stephanie was at work working at turnover. I said, Stephanie, your father that me, you have to come with me now. So I went home, and when we went home, him said, come and him new family that him have here was out of town and him couldn't go in. So Stephanie said, Mommy, we can't put him out, And I said, make him sleep in your room. So, I called my bishop, my pastor at the time, and I said to him, and he said, okay, and I tell him that I would come. But the night when me and Stefan was in the room, and I was sleeping, and I get up, I don't know, but like everything just come back to me, all our happened when do.
Yes.
Mr. Stephanie wake up. Stephanie get up. And I said, what I'm doing? Yeah, Stephanie. Wash. Stephanie said, Mommy, me if you put him out at 2 o'clock in the morning. Me if you put him out. Mommy, remember, say, pay the mortgage, but it's like everything come before me, and that is when I realized that I didn't forgive him.
Yeah.
I may leave early, my Mr. Stephanie, come see. And I left and I went to work and I went to prayer revival and I went to the altar and I just cried before God. I said, God, you have to help me. And then the Saturday when she was trying to get a flight for him to go back, because the people them never come for him go back in him house, where him have, So him they have to leave before him time. So when the Saturday when I tell Stephanie, Mr. Stephanie, make him come. And him came for the dinner and I sat at the table with him and Mr. Tim say, so I never forgive him, I just forgive him for everything. And, it was easy. And then, I just let it go and move on. Because when I look at my child, I feel good as a single mother. It was not easy. Let me tell you something. It never normal people. But listen to me. I decide what I went through, they are not going through.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say. I don't care which auntie want them, which uncle want them to do that. My rules.
Yes.
My rules. I remember after my mother died, 95, one Sunday morning, I said to Yanni if I go to church and Stefan was ready and him sung and him said, I feel like him going to church today. I said, what you say? I just dressing up. Shots and tie my head in. I say, 2 bowl carroll and 1 pen. So by the time I go in the kitchen and come out back, make sure you're ready for church. And my friend was there, Dan. I said, Jennifer, I might be tired. I said, Dan, I might go to church. She said, Jennifer, you treat you and say, you're not good pitney, you're not getting no words of good of you. And you see that Sunday, I can tell you, when I said, wait man, something look like it wrong. And they must say, yes, force them for God church. And I them to come. And when I see him come back home, they must come home, we gave him enter some competition, must be Bible quiz competition. And he come home with the Papa.
Alright.
He was the one when he started to go to Faith Assembly of God. He was the one who come home the Sunday and said to me, say, when I decide in my mind that I have to move from down wrong with them because they get big, my daughter get big, and I don't want nobody come ask me for my daughter, I don't want nobody come pass them place, and then it have to go be physical. So I just decide say I want to leave.
We couldn't have that, but you couldn't ask my wife before we meet her.
So I remember the Sunday you and come home and him said to me, say, Mommy, the Lord speak to me today at church. I may go sit on the table like that was what matter. No matter what happened every Sunday, we have a family dinner. And him said, Mommy, the Lord speak to me today and I tell me to tell her, if you give your life to him, he's going to get something for you. I'm going to say, yes, baby, me here. And my niece, who lived with me at the time, I think she'd have a baby. She put on one, she laughs until I feel bad because she said, your mother not believe you. Your mother not listen to you. And then I start to think of me and say, well, I'm going to take my picnic by the church. I want to go and have my picnic here. I was in the church and, And then I remember a Sunday I was going out. It was a big thing I rate on 3 sound. So I'm a close press ready for rate on Sunday night and Lady J, I take it out to Raytown back in the days. And he said to me, Mommy, tomorrow is Family Sunday. Family Sunday is when the Dublin, the ladies department, them cook, we spend the whole day, minister concert and then service in the evening. And then that time Bonita and Renier, Rowan, the whole of them, the whole of the young people at Faith at that time was so wonderful to my children. Bonita mother, when anything at church, Sister O'Connor, oh my God. Me not have to worry about them, me just pack them up and send them over and me know they're safe. And one thing I can remember, Sister O'Connor said to me that, she have to call me, she said, you sure downtown you live? And I said to myself, how about that woman here? How many times she have? She said, "Oh, my children were so manners ever because when people hear say your kids and you come from downtown, them believe say boy, and some gunman and your father. But it's not where you come from, it's how you go, your children and play. I always tell them it's not where you're coming from, it's where you're going. So I remember that Sunday I went to church, me and my friend Don. And we said, when I go from boat, I go to a return at the night when we come back from church. And I remember the pastor, he came from Brooklyn, New York. That time, Reverend Clark was a pastor at the church at the time. And they make an altar call. And I said to my friend, go another altar. She said, come on. I said, come and make it in my church sometime. I got the altar, you go. And I never forget that Sunday I went to the altar. And the man just come down and stop in front of me. How much are you going to tell God, say you're going to serve him? Because me so God, my friend Angie is a Christian. Me know her for years. She's like a sister. And she always a pray for me. Always a pray for me. And I go to church and I make a commitment say. I said, see me next week, man. Next week, I'm not see me, I'm gone. But that Sunday when the man came down in front of me and he said to me, how much time I going to tell God say yes and you don't really come to him. I'm an older man. And the man said, look at me, man. And I start to look at the man, son. That was a Sunday. I don't know. When the man don't perform, I don't know. But that Sunday, conviction licked me. And I get up and I said to my friend, say, I got to return tonight. Do you want to go? And she started down and said, Jennifer, if you come tell me, I don't believe what me there. And from that day, I decided, I'm going to serve God. And I got saved in August, September, October. It was weekend, I was moving from downtown. So, my son get the word and he give it to me. And sometimes some of us kids who are going to church and we are not Christian and the child will come and say, the Lord tell them something. Believe them because the Lord do speak to our children. Because a child shall lead them. And I don't regret it today. 20 odd years later, it is not an easy one, but I can tell you it's the best decision I've ever made in my life to go to serve God with my children then. And I really can see the benefit.
Often think that it has to come in this powerful package, a profit or this and that and that. And sometimes the babies have said the same thing to you, and you don't, you're not picking it up because it's the baby, and you don't believe that God can speak to them, but God can use anything and anybody, anytime, at any place. The final question I want to ask: if there is anything that you would have wanted your children to learn from you, what if you could name just one thing that if we don't learn nothing, we learn that from you, what would that one thing be?
To love God with all your heart. That's my one.
Well said. What about you?
My one thing is that for them, to see what I've been through, and even though they are Christian now, they still instill that discipline that I've instilled in them for them children. Not because they are different millennium children now and different time, but that I'm not going to say to beat them like how I used to back in the day. But the discipline, to the punishment, and to let them know, say, listen, when you speak, there's an authority that even if them go outside and them are going to do something, them can say, me know who I'm a mother. They're not going to that. That's what I want them to take away from.
And on that note, guys, listen, we are at the end of this episode, and we had an amazing conversation tonight. Listen, if this is your first time checking us out, the first time passing through the Freedom Wednesday Village, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, like it, share it, click that post notification bell so that every time a video is uploaded or posted, you are the first to be notified. Please put your hands together, put your fingertips together, and give these two ladies an applause tonight. They came and they they shared, and I pray that you have found some nugget in it. Where you can be blessed or edified or encouraged by it. They are mothers in their own right that has gone through it, that still go through it sometimes, and so they have a world of information, a world of wisdom that they can give, and I'm so blessed to have both of them sitting beside me. And I have an amazing relationship with both my birth mother and my blessed mother, because Stephanie is my blessed. She's my favor. So she's my favorite mother. So I without any further ado, listen, come back again. We're here every single Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Live on YouTube. So God bless you.